The following episode of Dad vs. Daughter was made possible by a contribution from Asmodee. Hello and welcome to another episode of Dad vs. Daughter. I'm Tim the Dad.
I'm Megan the Daughter.
Today we're going to play Hadara. Now this is a game from Z-Man Games and Asmodee. Now we actually got to demo this at Gen Con.
We did.
And
I won.
Well, we only played through one.
I still won it though, so it counts.
All right. So she's so cocky about winning there. Let's see who wins here where it actually matters.
All right.
Obviously, we have this set up as a two-player game, and it does actually scale pretty good because it plays 2 to 5, and we are going to have 2 cards in each of the piles based on the player number. So since there's 2 of us, we're going to have 4 cards in each one of these. The game is going to be played over 3 epics or epochs, or however you want to say it. What do you like to say it?
I say epoch.
Epoch.
That's how
It sounds
looks
Klingon.
Like it's spelled.
Yeah, but I think it's actually pronounced epic because we've
Sure
had that in
it
other
is,
games.
but whatever.
And each one of those, I'm going to just call them epics.
Yeah.
Because I don't want people to think I'm speaking Klingon, and they're going to turn the sub channel to the Klingon channel on YouTube.
The sub channel.
There's a sub channel. Yeah.
Okay.
It's all about the Klingon. Things like that.
Sure.
Like you got something stuck in your throat.
Sounds like it.
Anyway, yeah. The epics are broken out into 2 phases, phase A and B, and we each have this nice little reference card, and it tells you exactly what you're going to do. So in phase 1, you're going to determine first player and set the wheel. The wheel is right there in the middle, and it has player signets on there. And Megan is playing as the Scarab, and I am playing as Pegasus. Now, there are other ones, but you'll notice on our player board in the top right, there is a signet that is for the lion. So whoever is first player, and in this case, Dad is first player because we shuffle up the starting cards and then we deal them out. And then whoever has number 1, obviously, is the first player. They're going to go first. And in a 2-player game, they're going to go first in the first and third epic. Megan will go second. Or she'll go first in the second epic. But that shows what your starting resources are based on your player position. And there is an A and a B side. We're actually playing the A side. So what this tells us is we're going to start with 8 money. Everybody gets to start with 8 money.
Yep.
And then this is where we are going to set our tracks. Now the gold is gold. The red is military. The blue is, I always call it like the civilization level. And 4 is your food because you got to feed your people.
You have to feed your people.
If you don't feed your people,
bad things happen.
They're going to die.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Just get it out there in the open.
I'm going there. So let's look at that player board again because there's a number of things on there. So you can see the different tracks. And like I said, we're going to start with our markers already set to certain ones. Up at the top, we have 2 areas for silver. And we can buy silver, and you'll notice that there's notches out for that. And we're going to be placing our little counter, our little tokens in those. Megan can show them there. So you can see we have 1 for each of those. And that's going to fit in. So let's just say that I wanted at the end of the game, because this is how silver works, is you're going to get half the points for whatever of the tokens you put in there. So if I put the blue token in there, at the end of the game, I'm going to see where I'm at on the track, and let's just say for demo purposes, I was at 8. I would get half the points, so I would get 4 points. Now, let's say that I put the other blue, because you have 2 of each.
There you go.
Let's say that I put that other blue right there. Now, I will get full points. So if I was at 8, I would get 8 points since I have both of those. Now, you can change it, and you can have different colors in there if you want. But that's how that works.
It's kind of dependent on what kind of cards you're going for and what boosts your little trackers.
Right. Next, we have the gold area, and you'll notice there's 2 spots for those. Those are going to award 7 points for each. Yes, there's the token. You can see it looks nice and pretty. So those are going to give 7 points for each set of cards that you have. So a set of cards is 1 of each of the colors. So you're going to have yellow, red, blue, green, and purple. You can see there's the spots for them down here at the bottom of the board. Now, if you have both of the silver or gold medals, then you're going to get 14 points for each set. So that's a nice thing to go for. And then finally over here, we have our area for our statues. Now the statues have a minimum requirement. You have to have at least what is shown there on your blue track in order to be able to place a token there. So in the first spot it's 6, second is 12, third is 20, and last is 30. And you can see the victory points that you're going to get for those. But wait, there's more. You'll notice that there's holes in those areas. That's where those tokens are going to come back into play. So Megan, why don't you hand me one of those? So whatever token I put, so I'm going to put it here and carve this number 2 statue. This is going to allow me to advance 2 spaces on whatever token track that I put there. So in this case, I would get to advance 2 more on my gold track. However, let's say later in the game, and you don't have to complete these in any order, but let's say I happen to have 30. I can flip that one of my other tokens over, and I can put that in that spot. That means I'm going to get that many victory points. So you can see here, this one has a 6. I would get 6 victory points if I did that. If I had placed it like that, then I would just be able to increase my track by 6. And then at the end of the game, whichever of those statues you had carved, you're going to get that many victory points as well. So you can see 4, 8, 14, and 22. So since I am going to go first, I get to actually put the wheel wherever I want it based on my signet. So I would put Pegasus. Let's say that I decided I want to go with purple first. Then I place that there. And then Megan would look and see where her symbol is at. So she would be on gold. We would each take 2 cards. We would look at them. And then we decide what we want to do. We can either pay the cost of the card and then put it in our tableau below our board, or we can discard it and get the money that's printed on the back. In the first epic, there were 2. In the second epic, there were 3. And in the third epic, there were 4. Then if the other card, you're going to put in a discard spot. So you'll notice each one of those has a discard spot there. That's going to come into play during phase B. So phase A, we're going to play until all these cards are gone. And then phase B, we're going to play until all of the cards that are in these discard piles are gone. So once that's done, then we're going to collect income based on where we are on our yellow track there. And then we can take a colony, and we can either plunder or integrate. Now the colonies, Megan's going to hand me one here. There are 5 different colonies, and we only put out the same number for the number of players. So in this case, each pile only has 2 of these. When you take a colony, you have to meet the requirements. This means you have to have at least 3 military. And then at the end of the game, that's going to be worth this number of victory points. When you take the colony, you have a choice. You can either collect this in money, which in this case it would be 3, or you can flip this colony over and it costs you 1 money, and then you can see you're going to get these benefits. So this, you'd be able to go up on the blue track, and then you notice that the victory point changed. So that doesn't always pay out, but a lot of times it does. All right, so I think we've given you a good idea of the rules of the game. So now let's get ready to play. I will actually start where I already have that.
Can I start with purple?
I'm going to start with purple, so I'm going to take the top 2. And this is simultaneous, so this actually makes the gameplay pretty fast.
Yeah.
And then you'll notice on the cards themselves, you'll see this is the benefit you're going to get at the top. This is what you have to pay. And at the end of the game, that's how many victory points it's worth. So in this case, I can either pay 3 money, and I'll be able to advance my military track by 3, or I can pay 4 money, and I can advance my income track by 1 and my military by 2. I don't think I mentioned it, but we also start with 8 money.
Maybe.
Just in case I didn't mention it. Yeah, I'm going to take this one.
Okay.
I'll take that one. But you read it twice. That's my favorite. So that goes in my purple tableau here.
There is a card in here that does look like Belle. One of the purple ones.
You think that's who I was quoting?
Yeah.
I was quoting Belle.
And I think
All right, so then we move the little dial, and we take the next cards. didn't gain my military there.
Burning that on so I can get the 2 monies.
Spending the 2 monies. I'm putting that down, so I go there, 1 and there.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm at military and I got no monies. Rid of that one, and that gives me 2 monies back.
Alright. Yeah, see, now I'm in the same boat. I have no monies. Get rid of that.
Wow, that's a decision. Put that back, or do I want to do that? You know what? I'm going to burn that. I took too many.
Okay.
I want the money.
Alright, that's it.
All right, so next thing we do is we move on to our income phase.
I get 5.
You get 5. Wow.
5.
I only get 3.
Bumped up 3 this one.
Let's do that.
So now we can take a colony, plunder, or interrogate.
So I have 5, so I can take this one because it's 3. You said you can? So I'm going to take 1, and you can take that one. And I'm going to choose to pay 1, and I'm going to flip it over.
1.
And I get 1 in my blue and 1 in my green.
I got a yellow and a green.
All right, so now we can carve a statue. I am at 4, so I don't meet the minimum, which is 6.
I'm at 5.
So nobody's going to carve any statues.
Yep.
So now we can move on to phase B, and since it's my turn now, I can look, or I can take any one of the top cards. You are not supposed to look at the cards below it.
No, so you want to try to keep them pretty top of each other.
I'm going to take that military for 3.
That's the bottom. No, that's not bad.
Bump my military up by 3.
I'll take that one, just so I can get a military.
I'm going to take that and just burn it.
Alright.
Get 2 monies. There is a purple card that I always seem to get that I did not get.
You always seem to get it.
Because there's actually more purple cards than what you would use even in a 5-player game, so it kind of gives you a lot more abilities. So that's what purple does. It kind of gives you the bonuses. And the one I always get allows me to get 1 extra money whenever I burn a card.
Pretty nice.
Back to me.
Back to you. Yep.
Yeah, I'll take this one for 2.
Yeah. I'm gonna burn this one for the 2.
I'm gonna burn that one for 2.
Yeah. I'll burn that one for 2. Would you like this one for 1?
Yeah, actually, I think I will. I will take that one for 1. You talked me into it.
Alright. And then I'll take that for 2.
Okay, so
That's it.
that is all of that. We go back and we take income. So I have 4.
I get 9.
Wow. And then we can get a colony, maybe.
Nope, I can't.
And you can only take 1 of any of from any of the stacks. So
I'm still at 4.
I'm at 8, so I'm just 1 shy.
Yep.
Carving statues.
I think I want to do that.
I am at 6. I can do that as well.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna put my money there.
I'll do my food.
2 on my money track. Now we have to feed our people. So all we do is we look and see how many cards we have. We count those up. I have 2, 4, 6. And as long as we have more or equal to the number of cards on our food track, we're okay. If we happen to be less, we have to actually get rid of that many cards. So that is never a good thing.
I'm good.
You're good?
And buy your silver and gold medals.
All right, so I want to point this out, that depending on the epoch we're in, the price of silver and gold changes. So you can see it is very cheap in the first one and very expensive in the last one. So any silver is going to cost 4 this round. Any gold is going to cost 6.
Yep, I think I'm gonna end up buying both so I'll just
Are you really?
Yeah,
You got that
well,
much?
I've got 10,
Oh.
and so I'm gonna buy silver. So I'm gonna buy food, my silver.
I'm
gonna buy gold.
I'm gonna buy gold.
Yeah. It's cheap. I'm not
And
gonna.
we just place that little metal on our board.
I'm not gonna lose that.
All right, so that is actually the end of the first epic. So now what we do is we will get the epic 2 cards out and we will shuffle those up and place those on the board. On the back of our little reference card, it will tell you what the average cost is for each of the cards depending on which epic you're in. So in that first epic, the cards only cost 1 to 4. Now we're going to be looking at 4 to 7, and in the third epic, they're 7 to 9. So they get a lot more expensive. Now, since this is the second epic, Megan is going to be first player for this round.
Woohoo. Let's start. I'll start on the food, so you can start with your civilization.
And since we only have 2 money apiece, we're going to be burning cards here.
Yep. There goes that one.
Now we get 3 money though.
Yep.
For each one.
It's helpful.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy this one for 5.
Okay.
Which is all my monies.
Yeah. Okey-dokes.
Burning this too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Can you see the book, please?
So since the purple ones are special, they're on the back of the rule book. It kind of tells you what each one does. It's going to cost me all my money.
And what's that?
Okay, and you might have noticed, I don't know if it's showing up on camera here. It is. You can't really see my tableau here. But once you get to 10, you get to put these little extra markers there to show that you are now on the next set of 10.
10s and 20s. Or
10s
maybe
and
even
20s.
50s. Alright, income phase.
Oh, we get 7.
Get 9.
9 times.
9 times. Take a colony.
I can take a
I'm
colony.
at 6.
I'm at 10.
No.
So I'm going to take that. And this, again, is only worth 1. If I don't flip it, I will get 4 money. But I'm going to flip it.
Okay.
Because it's only going to cost me 1. And I get 1 more income and 2 more food.
Alright.
And then do we want to carve a statue?
I do not.
You want to
I
build a
cannot,
snowman?
so I do want to build a snowman.
I actually cannot because I'm not.
Yeah, that
I'm only at
really
7.
works.
So yeah. So now we move on to phase B.
Okay. Take this military.
Wow, that's a nifty looking card that I cannot afford. So I think I'll burn it.
No! Don't do that.
Burn it to the ground.
I think I'll take this one.
I'll take this one.
3. Grab a tenner. Cool. Your turn.
Yeah, I don't want to pass it up. I'm gonna take that military. That's for 6,
That's pretty good.
and it's gonna give me a bump of 4.
I'm gonna burn this one for 3. Do you like people's monies or foods?
Let's see. I'm gonna take that one and burn it.
No. I wanted it. Oh, now I'm just depressed. I'll take this one. I wanted that one. It gave me more points. I'm bummed.
You're bummed.
I'm bummed.
I'm gonna take this one here.
I wanted the points.
Bumps me 3.
Burn up.
There.
Would you like some peeps, or would you like to burn peeps? That sounds bad.
Yeah, well, I gotta burn them. Because I need the monies.
Alright. Income phase, though.
Income, I am getting 11s.
You get 12s.
11sies.
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 Alright, take a colony. I'm at 8.
I am at 14.
Oh, you're one shy.
I know, that stinks.
Carve statue. I cannot.
I cannot.
And feed your peeps. I'm good.
I'm good.
Yep. And buy silver or gold.
I will buy me another gold. It's going to cost me 12.
I'll buy me a gold.
Cannot afford a silver, though.
Did you say it's costing you 12?
Yep.
You're right. I read the other one. I was like, wait, what?
You don't have enough money to buy
I
them?
do. I was just very confused. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, so now we are ready for the third epic. So you can see this game really kind of flies. Starting off the third round, I think I'm going to start at the blue.
Okay, I get foods.
Foods?
Foods.
Are they partial or are they whole foods? Get it?
Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha. I'm just going to burn that, and that's going to get me 4 money this epic.
I'll burn that one. 4. All the monies.
Burn that one and get 4 more monies.
Yep.
Burn it.
Alright. Burn it. I don't like the sound of that. It doesn't sound very reassuring.
Cost me 7.
Which one?
It's the 12-pointer. I think you've had that one before.
I have had that one before. Dang it.
It doesn't give you anything except 12 victory points.
No, but it's 12 victory points.
Huge.
It's good.
Back to food, huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I do. I have enough money. Buy that one.
I'll burn that.
Alright. That it? Incomes? Get 12.
I'm still getting 11.
Take a colony? I can. Yeah, I'll take one. I'll take a 9. That's all I can take.
I didn't
flip
actually
it.
move up, did I? So this is a nice thing. You can always look at your cards to kind of figure out where you're supposed to be on your tracks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 7, 9, 11, 14. Yeah, I'm right where I was supposed to be.
I should be at 11. See, I was double checking there.
So you did take a colony.
I did take a colony, yep.
1 shy. I'm too shy. Hush, hush, shy. So I'm not taking a colony. I am not carving a statue.
Me either. I'm 1 shy of that.
All right, moving on to phase B.
Okay.
I'm gonna buy that blue for 8.
Alright. That one's 8. I gotta buy it.
All my tracks now are plus.
Yeah, plus 10.
My next one.
Mine too. Alright, I took the other blue. So,
Okay.
if I need complete that set. Like I gotta do that.
I think I will take that green.
Okay.
Take some food. Feed my
Peeps.
peeps.
I'm burn this one. For some monies.
I'm going to burn that food for money.
Wow.
This is where some of the strategy comes in.
Ugh, I gotta burn. But I hope you don't buy it, but I think you will. I hope you don't. Please don't buy it.
I'm going to buy the gold.
Ooh, okay, I'm good. I'll buy this one.
That's going to give me 3 more there and 2 there.
Okay. Military?
I'm burning it.
Yeah, I'll burn it.
All right.
Okay.
So now on to income. I'm getting 14.
12 still. Dokes. Take colony.
I can take a colony. I'm at 16
I
now.
cannot.
And now I have to pay 2 if I want to flip, which I will.
Mm-hmm.
So get some change, and 8 points turns into 8 points.
Nice.
And unfortunately, that's not really going to help me much. It's going to move me 1 there, and 2 there.
All right.
Okay, so now we can carve a statue. I can actually carve a statue.
I can too, but I don't want to.
Why wouldn't you for points?
Yeah. I was just thinking. I was like, well, it's bumping me up, but I was like, yeah, it does the points.
Yeah.
Silly me.
Silly you.
Sorry.
I'm gonna take the points for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Feed your people. I can feed my people.
I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah.
All right, so buying silver or gold. Silver costs you 20. Gold would cost you 30,
One
which
shy.
we both have that. I am actually a couple more shy.
Yeah. No more medals.
Nope.
But that's it.
So that's it. So what we'll do is we're going to tally the score up off camera, and we will award the trophy. So as you can see from the trophy presentation, Megan won her first game.
Yes, it is.
First full game.
Full game.
The demo at Gen Con doesn't count.
It counts. I beat you. It counts.
So 113 to 105. This is actually her best score.
It is.
And I want to just kind of walk through what each one of these does here. So you can see our game from the other night. We were actually pretty close. I was 2 points less, but Megan, you really shot ahead. So what we do is we score the number of points that's on each of the colonies. We score for our statues, our silver, our gold, the victory points that are on the cards, and every 5 money is worth 1 point. So you can see we were very close. Megan, we were actually tied here because we tied there, the 8 there, tied there.
It was the silver.
It was the silver no, it was your cards that actually got you.
Too.
Well, the silver, yeah, I got you tied, but it was the cards. You had me by another 8 points there, so that was really good. So now let's get to what we think. I really like this game.
I do too.
We got to demo it at Gen Con, and we were taught the game by my friend Adam, who used to be part of my play group, but unfortunately moved far, far away. But we always get to see each other at Gen Con, and it was extra special to have him teach us. So, Adam, if you're watching this, thanks, bud.
Yeah, thank you.
But no, this is a fun game. This plays super fast, as you saw. We were basically playing each round in about 6 to 7 minutes. And even with more players, it still doesn't take that much longer because, yes, you're going to have more cards out, but the drafting simultaneously really keeps the game moving. So this kind of feels a little Seven Wonders-like because you are drafting or you're getting rid of cards for money, which is kind of cool. But that does show how tight the money economy is in this game because trying to get money is
it's a little hard.
Sometimes you've got to be strategic because if you're going for complete sets, you're looking at where you're at on the board, and you got to have money for that card coming up in order to maybe complete a set. or in my case, I wanted to try to get that purple card that gave me an extra coin because that's been huge.
That one has been really big for you.
This is the first game in quite a while that I have not had that card, and I think that might have made the difference. But what do you think of the game?
I really like this game, and I was kind of surprised because walking up to like the demo table, I was like, I don't know about this one, but the moment we got like into playing it, I was like, okay, this is really cool. Like I can grasp it really easily. Like it wasn't really hard to think about, and I was like, I'm actually having a lot of fun playing it. And then when we got it and we're playing, full versions of it, I was like, okay, I really like this game. I think it's super cool. I don't know. I like the, like kind of determining where you start and then like you go in that order. I like that there's like the 2 phases. There's 2 different ways. Like you can get the income and like the same like epic and all. Like I just think that's really cool. My only gripe is I wish this wasn't flimsy paper. Like it's not super flimsy. It's some decent card stock, but I wish it was a little bit nicer. But that's very minor. But overall, I really enjoy the game, and it might be game of the year running. At least top 5. Yeah. Definitely top 5.
And this is a game I've actually played with my game group a couple times. I will say that even with more players, the game still feels the same.
Yeah.
So it does scale very well and gives you that same feeling regardless of the player count. The only thing that's really different by having more players is that turn order where you're going to have the different starting resources. And, like I said, we played both A and B side, and you can see that they're actually quite a bit different.
I feel like you've always started, though, honestly. I think I've only started a couple times, but, for at least the second player, there really isn't much of a change. You're pretty much just changing your peoples and your food by 1, but otherwise it's the same.
But in a 4 or 5 player game, because you're only playing 3 epics, 4 and 5 player actually get, I think, another little bonus, but because they're never going to be first player.
Yeah. I will also point out, I do like this.
That's one less thing they got to worry about.
It is, yep. But I do like the fact that you have the little dividers for each of the cards, so it's really easy when you're sorting them out. And for each epic, you can just pull out all the gold for the first one. You can go through that and everything.
And this is conspicuous.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there will be slightly an expansion. Yeah, it's a little interesting, or that was just the way they cut it out. But either way, it's a little.
That could be. I'm hoping that they actually come out with an expansion.
I do hope there's something. Yeah.
Somebody else had brought up, like Seven Wonders has expansions called Leaders, Development of Cities. I could see them doing that with this, something along those lines, something that impacts the game. So we really both like the gameplay. Components I think are really cool. This board is modular, so you can set it up however you want. They don't have to be in that specific order.
They do not, but the green one does have the little spinny bit, so that's the only thing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
And that's pretty thick cardstock.
It is.
So that works pretty good. The player boards themselves are nice and colorful.
Yep.
They're very easy to read. They're thick too. I like the fact that the game tokens, or the markers for the individual tracks, are what they are actually. So you've got the gold coin, you've got a shield, you've got food, and you've got a little dude.
Little dude.
The cardboard tokens are fine. The art on the cards, I think, is really good as well.
They're all really unique, which I think is super cool.
Let me you use super cool a lot.
Super cool.
That's
it's
like
my word of the day.
I'm just going to flip through some of these, and I know we probably showed these off more in the unboxing. But you can just kind of see, like, that ship looks kind of cool. But the artwork is really good, I think. They're very easy to read.
The ship looked a little bit Moana-esque.
Moana.
They were Voyagers.
What about the coconuts?
The what?
Yeah.
Let's consider the coconuts.
Consider the coconuts,
You
yeah.
uncultured swine.
So you can see, what? Uncultured swine?
You just got to Hamilton like 5 years late.
So?
It took long enough.
Even these little +10 markers, I actually kind of like that because it keeps the board a good size. The score pad, you got a ton of that.
I will say this is the first game I've actually filled up all of those on the +10. Normally I'm always like really heavy on the food or the people, so this is the first time all of them are kind of equal.
Yeah, the other night, didn't you have like 30 some food?
I had so much food. My people were not going to go hungry.
They were
whatsoever.
gluttonous.
Yeah. Whatever. Had the foods.
Yeah, and like Megan showed off the insert. The insert's really nice.
It's all super good.
Stuff stays in its spot because of how you put the boards in there, and it keeps the cards from popping out. So that's a good design. Everything about the game I enjoy. So highly recommend this from me.
Highly recommend it for me.
It is a fast game. It's an easy game.
It's fairly accessible. It
I
does
would-
say 10 and up, so I think that's a pretty good,
I would
your younger
classify
gamer.
this, as a gateway game.
Yeah.
I don't know where I would compare this really with Seven Wonders, because it does get a lot of comparisons.
Yeah.
It feels totally different.
It does. I haven't played Seven Wonders in forever, but I kind of like this one a little bit more.
Yeah, it's been many years since you've played that.
Yeah, but I do really like this, but I also know it's newer and it's like fresher in my mind. But I think this is really cool. I know a lot of people, I feel like around Gen Con are talking about it. Or at least I saw a lot of people kind of picking it up, and the demo tables are always full for this, so I think it's definitely it's talked about. It's a good game. I see people on Twitter all the time playing this, so
Yeah. And the game time says 45 to 60 minutes.
it varies.
Yeah.
It can go quicker.
When if it's a first game for people, it's probably going to run that way. But once people have played, they know exactly, this is what you do in your turn. It's boom, 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 plays fast.
Yeah.
Don't think that's going to be an issue.
Yep.
So that is Hadara from Z-Man Games. We both recommend it, and we will catch you guys next time.
Bye.
If you would like to support us, you can visit patreon.com/dadvdaughter.
Like and follow us on Facebook to stay current on our show schedule, sneak peeks at future shows, and to interact with us.